Hey guys, official misconduct and for public safety here with you again for another video. You may have watched the last video where Sheriff Jamie Knoll was charged with theft and racketeering of multiple vehicles.
Former Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll walked into his first court hearing this afternoon in handcuffs.
We think there might be more theft and racketeering of fleet vehicles going on in the city of Jeffersonville, which is in Clark County.
Did want to call AC McBoy up. Called last week. We had a long discussion about some vehicles, and
There goes your record.
I know. I told him I thought
This is the second week in a row, our second meeting in a row I've done this. But I promise, I didn't come tonight to ask for any money. There's something about 1.3 million, Mr. Hawkins, but it's a total of $1.320 million.
It's just other players. So we've been looking into some stuff that is very questionable. And it appears that Mike Moore, the mayor for the city of Jeff, and the Jeffersonville City Police Department have been playing games with numbers for your vehicle money.
If the purchase of vehicle is under 50,000.
That there is no bidding required if it's under 50,000. These are under 50,000. The problem is they were financed as a group, So someone could argue that the law says you can't break them up you can't break up a large purchase into small purchases to get around competitive bidding. Okay. But alternatively, we can designate, because these are special purchases, and I will outline here. You know, John Jones is a preferred factory discount dealer for police vehicles.
Well, we try to keep this low key.
John Jones gave me this police pursuit vehicle.
We try to keep this low key.
John Jones Police Pursuit Vehicles, they're the #1 distributor or upfitter of police pursuit vehicles in the Midwest region.
Vehicles that can only be purchased as we need them from John Jones, and also John Jones receives a discount that makes them competitive. Therefore, no competitive bidding is necessary.
Every building, business, anything that has a door needs to have that over it. It's beautiful. It's a mark. To lease, I believe it's 12 Dodge Chargers and 6 Durangos.
In this video, we're going to do more than just come here to City Hall and make some records requests. We're also going to be going to JPD, and we've had some experiences at JPD, haven't we?
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's go in here and do some records requesting.
I'm sure this will be on his YouTube channel in the future.
Housekeeping.
Oh, it just keeps ringing. That's funny. We've gone over that law a couple times. That law's for them. They're supposed to keep confidential records from the public. And they do a pretty good job of doing that here, though. I've never seen the records be exposed. But it's just funny they put it facing the wrong direction. That should be facing inside, not out.
And it should probably say, while within this office on the clock. Or to the
Something of that
government,
nature. Well, if you read 51437, you'll see what we're talking about. That's a Indiana code, state law. It's a lot like HIPAA, but it's got to do with confidential information in records, which most records are public. There are a lot of confidential records still, though.
I feel like that sign right there is a bit deceiving.
With the open sign?
Yeah. Where are they?
Well, usually this blind is shut. Today they actually have the blind open. That's a good move. These clerks have always been great, though. Even though they've got ties to some pretty cringy people in the area, they're still pretty good about doing their job here with us.
Except for today, they say, keep on looking, but you can't come in.
Man, that glass is thick. Knock on that and see how thick that is. You won't be able to hear it. You'll be surprised. Thick as hell, ain't it? That bulletproof glass.
Wow.
Ain't nobody hearing that on the inside.
I wonder how thick it actually is. 'Cause it looks really deceiving.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you just look at it. But now if you look at the thickness of that one back there,
That's probably about how big it is.
that's thick.
Mm-hmm. It's bulletproof. That's what it is. They're scared of getting shot, I guess. Here, let's.
Or traffic ordinance violations and public records, that's bad. Yeah.
So we hear that the mayor himself is in Florida after a recent huge transaction with John Jones car dealership. And the last couple officials that sort of got caught up with potentially getting involved in Jamie Knowles stuff, both went to Florida right after doing a questionable thing with John Jones car dealership. And it turns out that John Jones has a neighboring house to Jamie Knowles' house in Florida. We're gonna run upstairs here with y'all and see where everybody's at. Nobody's answering the window. While official misconduct and I make our way through the building to try to find somebody to help us with records, I thought this would be a good time to take you back about a month and a half ago to a city council meeting where Assistant Chief Scott McVoy was requesting the council to allow him to spend over $1.3 million on a bulk purchase for at least 18 new vehicles.
Did want to call AC McBoy up. Called last week. We had a long discussion about some vehicles, and
There goes your record.
I know. I told him I thought
This is the second week in a row, our second meeting in a row I've done this. But I promise, I didn't come tonight to ask for any money, as I have in the past, so I'm sure you're shocked.
We report back to Chief Grant and that he did not ask for money.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Is the police department, and I come one as a courtesy, because this has been a past practice of the police department to inform the council of our intentions to enter into an agreement, as I discussed with the council president over the course of the next 4 years, to enter an agreement with First Savings Bank to lease, I believe it's 12 Dodge Chargers and 6 Durangos to begin to recycle and replenish our fleet. This is similar to what we did in 2016. It just seems to be 7 years later. We currently have money in our budget for a down payment And then we'll use our historic budget that we've had for vehicles over the course of the lease term to make those payments to First Savings for those vehicles. So I came tonight to get your blessing before we bring the actual agreement to the Board of Public Works for a favorable recommendation for this agreement. And it helps keep our fleet where it needs to be, and we don't get in a position like we were when we first came to you in 2016. So without any more
And it's probably pretty important to note that all of this comes about 2 weeks after the former sheriff's house was raided and all his properties were raided in relation to nefarious purchases of vehicles. This also is 2 months before the next election cycle comes around for the city council board. And you see the little president way up in the corner back there of this town council? Well, that's Matt Owen. Matt Owen is one of Jamie's very close buddies and was at his trial, his hearing, when we were there. Matt Owen is the guy that Assistant Chief Scott McVoy keeps saying, I called and talked to him about this on the cell phone before I came here today.
Called last week. We had a long discussion about some vehicles and
there goes your record.
I
As
know.
I discussed with the council president.
Perhaps the real reason for this hasty purchase all of a sudden is because maybe they know that their cash cow, John Jones, who is also a police officer in multiple counties at the same time, word on the street was that John Jones' dealership was also raided for its electronic files along in the investigation on Jamie Knoll. But regardless of why they tried to buy all 18 vehicles at once right before the election and during the investigation on the sheriff and the nefarious car purchases, they got caught up because the Board of Public Works meeting is where they moved this issue over to, and it got a little crazy in that room when they realized that, we have already broken the law. Now what are we going to do about it? Keep watching.
Les Merkley.
You have before you a resolution. This is a reference to police cars that have been purchased by the police department in the city. If you recall, some police cars were purchased here recently. This resolution does two things. One, the vehicles that were purchased, the vehicles were under $50,000. So under state statute, those would be considered micro purchases since they're under $50,000, and a competitive bidding is not required. However, alternatively, in the event they would not be considered micro purchases, this resolution designates the purchase of those cars and previous cars, and you have those attached to the resolution as special purchases, which is allowed pursuant to 522-10-5, 522-10-8, and also 522-10-12.
I'm sure many of you have already caught on to this, but Les Merkley is the city's attorney. He's their attorney. So what Les is doing at this point, in my opinion, is he is trying to create an argument because the law has already been broken. So his client has broken the law, and now he's going to spit out these other laws that don't quite pertain to this exact situation in defense of his client. Let's go over these 3 statutes that Les just brought to the table at the Board of Public Works, shall we? A purchasing agent may make a special purchase when there exists a unique opportunity to obtain supplies or services at a substantial savings to the government body. I'm not a lawyer, but for that, I would argue that the only way you're going to know if you're actually getting a substantial savings for the government body is if you allowed the 3-party bidding process to happen so you could have comparable rates. But let's hear what Les has to say about this.
That there's a unique savings, that these are vehicles that can only be purchased as we need them from John Jones, and also John Jones receives a discount that makes them competitive. Therefore, no competitive bidding is necessary.
Wait, what? These are vehicles that can only be purchased as we need them from John Jones?
These are vehicles that can only be purchased as we need them from John Jones.
But is that even true, Les?
Thank you for calling Bachman Auto Group. My name is Sarah. I'm the director call.
Hi, Sarah. My name is Chris. I just have a really easy, quick question. Do you guys,
Okay.
I'm sorry, do you guys sell fleet vehicles at where you're at?
They do. I can get you over to the contact person for the fleet services.
These are vehicles that can only be purchased as we need them from John Jones.
My name is Chris. I'm calling around to see if there are dealerships locally that are capable of doing fleet sales for like police cars.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a fleet department. Yes, sir.
And I guarantee you that I could sit on the phone and do this all day with probably 50 other car dealerships locally that do provide fleet vehicle sales. So, Les, the lie detector determined that
That was a lie.
Vehicles that can only be purchased as we need them from John Jones.
Which brings us to IC 522-10-8, which reads, a purchasing agent may make a special purchase when 1. The compatibility of the equipment, accessories, or replacement parts is a substantial consideration in the purchase, and 2. Only one source meets the using agency's reasonable requirements. Well, considering that these cars are going to be brand new and straight from the source, I'm pretty sure that any one of these fleet vehicle sales agencies are going to be able to provide all the equipment that is necessary ongoing from here. So, Les, the lie detector determined that
That was a lie.
And just for shits and giggles, in case everyone's not convinced yet, let's look at 522-10-12. Government discount available. A purchasing agent may make a special purchase when the market structure is based on a price, but the government body is able to receive a dollar or percentage discount of the established price. And again, I'm not an attorney like Les Merkley, but I would definitely argue, if I was, that again here, how are we going to know if there was no bidding process? You can't tell if your price is going to be lower until you see what the other prices are.
As special purchases, which is allowed pursuant to 522-10-5, 522-10-8, and also 522-10-12. That there's a unique savings, that these are vehicles that can only be purchased as we need them from John Jones, and also John Jones receives a discount that makes them competitive. Therefore, no competitive bidding is necessary if this resolution is adopted, designating those as special purchases.
And again, I'm not an attorney, but if I was and I were in the courtroom against Les, I would argue IC 522-10-2, which states competition. A special purchase must be made with competition as is practicable under the circumstances.
What number is this, Lisa? 9.
So it's if the purchase of a vehicle is under 50,000.
That there is no bidding required if it's under 50,000. These are under 50,000. The problem is they were financed as a group. So someone could argue that the law says you can't break them up you can't break up a large purchase into small purchases to get around competitive bidding.
Wait a minute. Will you say that again? Was that just admission in a commission of a crime?
The law says you can't break them up you can't break up a large purchase into small purchases to get around competitive bidding. Okay. But alternatively, we can designate, because these are special purchases, and I will outline here. John Jones is a preferred factory discount dealer for police vehicles, allowing for the purchase of vehicles at a significantly reduced price below MSRP. that the price offered by John Jones amounts to a discount sufficient enough to support a special purchase under Indiana law. Also, John Jones is a dealership with police pursuit vehicle status that satisfies the specs required for the department. In fact, we're the only police pursuit vehicle dealer in the area. That also purchasing the vehicles from another dealer without status of police pursuit vehicle would seriously impair the functioning of the Jeffersonville Police Department.
Oh my God, did you hear that? Now he's saying that buying a car from anybody else would seriously impair the function and the ability of the Jeffersonville City Police Department? What?
The vehicle would seriously impair the functioning of the Jeffersonville Police Department and jeopardize the public safety and officer safety.
And of course, here we go with that officer safety and public safety bullshit. How is it going to impair officer safety or public safety to drive a car from a different dealership? What in the hell are they talking about? This is crazy. Les, the lie detector is determining that
That was a lie.
Again, supports the designation of these vehicles as special purchases. Also, John Jones is the only dealership in Southern Indiana with the capability, technology, and experience to uplift the police vehicles to satisfy the requirements of the department.
Okay, let's get this one straight. 2, first of all, Les, it's upfit, not uplift. And there are all kinds of third-party contractors and the dealerships that have upfitting departments that use the same exact resources as John Jones does. As a matter of fact, I've learned that John Jones subcontracts the upfitting out when his team doesn't have time to do it to people who work at these other dealerships.
And the board, we would conclude that the uplift of the vehicles with another dealer would not be compatible with his existing equipment, accessories, and replacement parts to support a special purchase.
And since we're going to be talking about that upfitting situation, well, I got another one for you, Mr. Merkley and Jeffersonville City Council members. The new ones should be listening up to this. The law says that you can't break up a purchase to make it under the micro, which is the $50,000 purchase range. Well, when these cars are sold, they are sold barely under $50,000, but along with the upfit, which is another $13,000 to $15,000. So technically, aren't you breaking all of the sales ups of these cars ever since they've gone over $50,000? Most of these chargers are costing these agencies around $65,000 a piece.
That's all pursuant to 522. So that's why these would be designated as special purchases.
All right. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
It's a
9.
I have a motion and a second to approve. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Greg Scales with First Savings Bank.
And to clarify real too, but back on this other issue, this was not an issue in the past because there was always a state bid list for police cars, but they stopped putting out a state bid list for police cars after COVID.
I think what this man is trying to say now is they do have to follow, according to that section of law that we were just going over, a specific process that has been allotted by the state. So I think what they're saying is, well, once COVID hit, then, you know, the state stopped putting up online these different bidding processes for the cars. Therefore, now that COVID's over, we don't have to follow it. I don't know. That's just what I'd get out of it.
They still issue preferred state bid list for other things, but not for police cars. So up until COVID, John Jones was on that list. He automatically did not have to get bids, but there's no longer a list. So we're having to do this.
All right, Greg.
In conjunction with the approval for the purchase of all vehicles, I have the loan documents for the mayor to sign. So I don't know how you want me to do that, Mayor. Just drop me.
Can you just outline real quick what the terms are?
Yeah.
I'm sure this will be on the YouTube channel in the future.
Damn right it's going on a YouTube channel.
I'm sure this will be on the YouTube channel in the future.
Hey, look, guys, if you don't want to go up on the YouTube channel, then maybe don't break the law and we won't have to make videos about it.
I think it's a 1.2 purchase. We financed 800,000 of that. 4-year payoff, 4-year pay down with annual payments, rate is 5.3 fixed for the entire year. So,
And this is basically this is a lease to purchase, correct?
you'll have it completely paid off and you'll have the cars at the end.
That's right. I mean,
Yeah. It's lease to own, well.
yeah, lease to own or lease to purchase.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, there'll be, at the end of the period, at the end of the 4-year period, there will be no loan balance. The titles will be yours and the vehicles will be yours.
I just want to clarify this because there's been some confusion by some folks out there that of what this is. It is a lease, but at the end of the lease, we're going to own it, correct?
You will own that.
Okay, just want to make it clear to folks out there. Confused.
Get that? All right. I wasn't talking to you, Alicia. I was talking to the camera.
I got Lisa's like.
Motion to approve. I got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
And just like all the best YouTube channel videos in which members of government break the law, they got to do this nice little in-your-face giggle, giggle, giggle when they're done doing it.
All right.
But the bottom line is, the problem is this.
Problem is they were financed as a group.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Wouldn't it be funny if 2R brought you into the mayor's office?
Oh, no, we've been trying to get in here for a while now.
Remember when you figured it out at the Louisville
Yeah,
Metro building?
I was like elevator surfing.
You found the elevator that went to the records department that they were trying to hide.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Just this way. Hello, Christy. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I've been doing pretty good. So, I know I've heard Mike Moore's gone to Florida for a few weeks, so he's not available. Nobody's downstairs at the records division. We need to pull some records.
Like, what do you mean, like for the police records, or
Here?
you just want to open records request?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Do you have the form, or do you?
I don't have one. Heck, maybe you'll know, Christy. Do you know anything about all the cars, like the purchases of the cars? Is it?
I keep my nose in my lane, so I don't.
So you don't have one of the stolen cars that they're looking into? Hey, I do have a question though. You might know the answer to this, or maybe you can ask Les. I'll wait for you to come out. Do you know if Mike Moore is allowed to use campaign donations to purchase a vehicle partially in the city's name? That's right, folks. According to the public records, in Mike Moore's campaign donations and expenditures, it would appear that Mike Moore traded 2 police cars for a new Chevy Blazer at a certain point in time, and also that maybe a week before that, he had spent $16,000 of his campaign money at the dealership.
It's a legal question. I have no idea.
You want to ask Les, or because I'm going to do
here.
records. Oh, he's not.
No, he left probably about an hour ago.
Okay.
Had an appointment. So.
I'll call and ask because I'm
Okay.
trying to find out, because what I do see is Mike Moore got a $16,000 and some change contribution to his campaign, even though he's not running against anybody.
Right.
So I'm wondering why the hell are people giving him money when he's not even campaigning? But then he purchased a vehicle apparently with John Jones car dealership, saying that he spent every bit of that 16 and some change on a vehicle.
Okay.
Well, that's what we're going to records request, because the only vehicle we found was purchased 7 to 10 days later.
Okay.
And it might not be the same one. the numbers don't line up.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I'm thinking, all right, so I don't know who's getting what and what kind of vehicles are being purchased and why.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that, if you fill that
She's
out.
right behind you.
I got it. Sorry.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you doing that though.
Yeah, so, and then, you know, or you can, I know you and John kind of talk back and forth as well.
A little bit on the internet, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, so-
email. All right, so I'll ask her, and then do you happen to know who's driving the 2023 Blazer?
Well, the mayor has a Blazer.
So that's probably his then.
He has, I don't know what year, to be honest
Is
with you.
it,
but
was it
it's a
purchased in
Blazer.
January?
Of this year?
Yes.
Possibly.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but like I say, I know he drives a Blazer.
That's what I thought. That's why I'm asking,
Yeah.
because it would seem like that would be the vehicle he would use the campaign donations to purchase would be for himself, right? Because it's campaign money. I don't think.
Again, I don't know whose name's on what, and I don't know any of that.
But he is driving that under
He
the
does
city's
have
name, or is it his own?
I don't know.
Okay.
That would be finance would probably have information on what it is. And
So if it turns out that the mayor was purchasing the Blazer for himself, that would pose two more questions. One, why was the vehicle purchased in the city's name? And two, why would you trade in 2 police cars for that Blazer? Finance?
Where is that at?
it's upstairs on the 3rd floor right there.
Okay.
You'll have to do records request.
Okay.
They'll pull it for you.
Oh, that's what okay, so we're on the right track
Yeah,
with what
yeah.
we're doing.
But can we use this records request up there at finance?
You can. It'll all go through the law department, and they'll.
Yeah, it's all going to go to Les Merkley.
Yeah.
And then Les approves the request.
Yes.
And then they answer
Gotcha.
it.
Well, we've been doing some stuff over in Kentucky to
Mhm.
deal with some of the stuff we're, handling over there, and their process is a little bit different than here in Indiana. So
Yeah, they're
It's
confusing over there.
Probably a lot different.
Kentucky's a little bit of a mess.
Yeah, well.
They break everything up. You can't go to the same place to request anything. You have to go here and here, even in the
Yeah.
same property. You know.
It's a lot easier, and I know, John is pretty easy to deal with as well.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, if you get that filled out and get it to her, she'll get you what she can.
Okay, and then whatever I don't get, I'll communicate back and forth with her in email. We just really want to know what's going on with the John Jones stuff. And then final question.
Okay.
Board of Public Works.
Mhm.
It is a non-public
Oh,
forum.
it is public.
Well, how do I get in to go sit in that meeting? Because I want to speak at it.
We try to get you on the agenda if you want to speak.
Please.
It's 9:30 on Wednesday mornings here in
Let's do it.
the conference room.
Set me up.
Okay.
I want in.
And what are you needing to speak?
I'm going to talk about the contracts of the $1.3 million that Scott's trying to spend on cars with John Jones.
Okay, because that's probably going to be a council.
Well, that's what it should be. So it was supposed to have been done at the council meeting. However, Les Merkley and Mayor Moore switched it to the Board of Public Works.
Okay.
So now that it's in the Board of Public Works, I have to bring that up in front of them because there are
Okay.
some legal issues that I want to present to Mr. Merkley so that he can actually look them over. Because
Okay.
he's misinterpreting the law real bad, and what it's probably going to do is get the city wrapped up in another DOJ report.
Have you emailed Les at all to see about talking?
Les
to
does
him?
not respond to me.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe he's jealous of my channel.
I don't know. Les don't get
He's
jealous
got better
much.
clothes than me, so I don't know what he's mad about.
He's got better clothes than most of us.
He's a little pimp. We almost,
He
for
dresses
Halloween,
well.
we were going to be Larry Wilder and Les Merkley for Halloween.
Oh boy.
We didn't get a chance to do it.
I was going to be Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. So.
Well, we couldn't afford to be Les and Larry.
Right.
I was like, son,
Unless
that's a
you
lot
have
of money.
anybody that would, mind to donate some really nice suits for a night.
Yeah, we were going to look in Goodwill, and that ain't happening. Those guys are spending thousands.
Let's get what you need from that because you're probably going to need that if you're coming to
Yep.
that. So start there.
Well, no,
and then-
I can speak at the Board of Public Works
Okay.
meeting without
They're open.
this.
I mean, like I said, they're 9:30 on Wednesday morning.
Oh, so I can just walk
You can
up
walk
and come in? Okay.
Yeah, they're in here.
See, I knew they were on YouTube, but I
They
was
are.
like, why aren't people coming to it? And then where
They
do I
never
sit?
do. That's the one thing. I mean, I've been here for 8 years, and we've just never had a whole lot of people come to those.
I don't think people realize they're allowed, that
Yeah,
they're allowed to.
They're open to
Okay.
the public.
Cool. Well,
Okay.
Wednesday, 9:30.
Wednesday, 9:30.
We'll see you then.
All right.
All right.
Take
Bye.
care.
All right. So, should we just do the records requesting on the internet? You think?
I make
Online?
it easier. I mean,
And
save us
then-
some time, because it's all going to the same place.
Mhm.
And I mean, they're doing good with having the forms ready and having them ready, like, to hand out. So at least that hiccup's handled. We know that's
Far
good.
different than what it was a year ago when we started doing this here in the city. Even her attitude is a whole lot better, which we've become friends with a lot of the people that work here to an extent, business acquaintances.
Friendly.
And that's a far cry different from what it was when we started
Yes.
too. I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just go over to the PD and see if we can talk to the actual people that are trying to request the money.
Mhm.
And they're probably going to run away and hide from us.
Right.
But
or
I'd
go
still-
behind the red line.
You need to cross that line, then you can't go up there.
Where?
The same sign that you see there is the same one.
There ain't a
posted there.
statute on the damn
That's
thing?
the same sign that's on there.
Oh gosh. Well then what happens if I cross the line?
Don't cross that line.
What happens though?
Step across.
But what do you do though?
Behind the
Oh, Leverett, it's you.
No, this is
I'm
the
here to
last
talk to
warning
you,
I'm
dude.
gonna give you. This is your second
We
warning.
wanna meet your dog.
Step behind the red line. This is your third warning.
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 Warning sirens along with it.
They're helping
Hear 'em?
you. They're assisting you.
We're talking about JPD guys. But I think it would be worth trying to talk directly with the source, because unlike a lot of big cities, these are places, this area is a place where you can actually, you know who you're talking to, you know the person's name, you can see them face to face, and there's no reason that the First Amendment shouldn't be practiced with something like this, and just straight up ask them, why are you trying to do this situation wrong?
Right.
Why are you trying to break this into itty bitty pieces and keep it under the bidding process budgets? Why are you trying to use the same dealership each and every time? What are you getting out of it? Let's go do that in person instead of me doing it to the camera. Let's go. All right, guys, now we're at the Jeffersonville City Police Department because they're the ones making the deal for the $1.3 million worth of vehicles. Be cool if we could actually talk to Kenny Kavanaugh in here, wouldn't it?
I don't know if it'd be cool. It'd be interesting.
I'd like to know what he's got to say about spending that kind of money. Look at what all they've done over there. They bought that property just recently. They've already done that much. Wow, that's crazy. They built that so fast.
They've been doing a lot of work over there.
Hello, how are you today? Boy, they got that done awfully quick, didn't they? All that work they're doing over at the fire department?
Safety Town.
Is what?
It's called Safety Town.
Safety Town. Oh, okay.
Kids to learn like street safety and bicycle riding and stuff.
Oh, that's cool. All right. I was wondering what they've been doing over there. I just need to get a records request for them probably first, right? I'll turn it in with you in a minute. Public records. One of these is for the police and the other is for the other stuff, right?
That goes to legal, and then that's ours.
So what I'm looking into is the vehicle purchase that they're doing. The $1.3 million in vehicle purchases. You don't know which form I need to do it on?
I don't know what your question is, but I would just put it on the regular one.
This one?
No, the regular
This one.
That's all.
Okay. Is Scott McVoy here today?
I have not seen him.
How,
Haven't seen him.
how about Kenny?
Chief Kavanaugh, I have not seen him.
Okay, because I know they would know, and then I would just ask them. It'd be easier than doing all this.
I understand.
Okay, if either one of them are available, be fine. Neither one of them? All right. I heard Scotty just got back from vacation. He told it on the city council meeting. I'm not I'm not special. I just saw it on TV. All right. So I'm gonna do a records request to ask for all the vehicle sales and recipient information for every vehicle for the past few years and then in the future. All right, so here's what I've requested on this is all vehicle records, sales, purchases, costs, etc., including the upcoming / recent $1.3 million purchase / quote unquote lease, because that's what McVoy is trying to trick the people of Jeffersonville into thinking, is that it's a lease. But I happen to know that it couldn't be a lease because they're using the vehicles as collateral in the loan with the bank. So that's not how leases work. The lease would have the collateral with the car dealership.
Yeah, JJ hit the free button.
So yeah, it's a little question. It's all a lot questionable. Let's go back and turn this in, guys. They left you all by your lonesome on a day that we might pop in. That sun's just right there. Look, I got you. Now, if I could just follow you around for it. If you could, here, I'll stand over here. That'll block it. Yeah, a copy and a stamp, if you will. I know that sun's so bright for you.
It's bad.
Thank you. And there's nobody from administration that would answer a few questions?
I don't know if anybody's here.
Okay.
I honestly do not know.
They left you all by your lonesome.
Just up here. I'm sorry. I'll turn this into Purple Rights desk and she'll take care of it.
Okay, you want to put a little note for either Scotty or Kenny or somebody that knows about the big purchase to just get a hold of me? I'd like to meet up with them and let them explain themselves in person. I will be going to the city council meetings as well as the public board of works meeting to discuss it. So I'd like to talk to them before I do that, because I might just be contacting the DOJ and making a criminal complaint about it. It just depends on what they say about this whole thing.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll see you later.
Bye now.
And before we leave this video, I would like to go ahead and tell you guys now that you're going to want to check the link in the description, because Tiffany and I were not the only ones that did the legwork on this situation, but there are some amazing people that are running a new YouTube channel called Citizens in Action in Clark County. And I'm going to send you the link to their video about this thing that they did. And guys, there's going to be more to come, and I know you hate that I'm leaving you with the cliffhanger, but we got so much more work to do on this. There's going to be plenty of content coming in the future, and we couldn't even think about smashing it all into one video. Here, come around here, we're going to do it.
That I made it. JPD had taken their medication today. But most likely what happened is there wasn't enough people in there to cause a fuss about us being here.
Yeah, they don't like the cameras. I'm going to do a quick outro for the video here, guys.
Here, I'll flip you guys around to save him.
It's okay. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
All right, guys, you heard that right. We are looking into filing a criminal complaint with the DOJ over this $1.3 million nefarious car purchase with a person who owns a car company that has been hiding things under the table concerning tax money purchases for a long time now. So you might see a whole lot more on this channel about this subject very soon, because those charges from Indiana State Police just keep coming. So love you guys.
Love you guys.
See you on the next one.
beautiful. It's Mark.